Hey everybody, welcome back to EMS1 News Insider Analysis. Ed Bauter and Dan Schwester from the Overrun, and today we're going to talk about a fun story out of San Francisco where a Niners player, Ricky Pearsall, was involved in a shooting. He was actually the patient. So on August 31st, Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest during an attempted robbery, and this story got real weird. The San Francisco Police Department Sergeant Joel Harrell, who I hope I'm pronouncing their name right, was interviewed on October 22nd, and essentially Sergeant Harrell was just around, heard the gunshots, and walked over and saw that Ricky Pearsall had been shot, came over and rendered care immediately. Now, for those football fans that were watching the San Francisco 49ers Dallas Cowboys game last night, you saw that Ricky Pearsall was dressed and is back to playing football. So really cool story where something bad happened, somebody was in the right place at the right time, and we actually had a really good outcome, Danny.
Yeah, definitely. Excellent job by Sergeant Harrell. Strong work for using her instincts and using her stop the bleed training to actually make a difference in Ricky Pearsall's life. This is something that could have been a tragedy. It was avoided by somebody choosing to get involved. Yes, she was a police officer. I understand that, but anybody can do what Sergeant Harrell did. Anybody can stop the bleed. Anybody can save someone's life by doing CPR. And we need to develop a society where that's a norm. These are people that can save. This is a clean save. This is a great thing. And we should definitely be celebrating that he survived, had a good outcome, that she had the training and the knowledge to do it. And we need to be asking everybody, hey, why don't you know this stuff? Why don't you know this stuff?
Yeah, and this was a situation where, and again, these weren't like, extremity shots. Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest and also in the head.
Yeah.
So when the Sergeant Harrell was able to get to him, it was a direct pressure right to the chest, and then also direct pressure to the head. Now, obviously, this wasn't a through and through head injury, but there are two fairly significant shootings, and I think having we talk about having the knowledge, the wherewithal, and I think a lot of times it's the will, right? Where now Sergeant Pearsall is a sergeant with the police department, so certainly this wasn't her first time, on scene. But you see this scenario where someone gets shot, and when you see the video of Ricky Pearsall being treated, you see that he's in a stair chair, and the sergeant is just holding her hand right to his chest here. It's also an incredibly lucky shot. He wasn't hitting any vital organs. There a lot of that Swiss cheese model had to happen for a good outcome here, but it's nice to see, and this was done without the sergeant knowing that Ricky Pearsall is on the 49ers, which is also important, right? This isn't a case of, a celebrity got injured or a celebrity got sick and somebody gave them extra care. This was just a San Francisco police officer who was there, did the right thing at the right time, and, there's a good outcome from it. And this is something that is being announced now on the EMS1 story. There's a link to an ESPN video. This was mentioned on Sunday Night Football on the 27th when the game actually happened. I mean, this is something that is out there now and people are kind of aware of it, which is very encouraging for me. We should take the time, we should take the opportunity to be like, this is what you can do in an emergency scenario. This is how you can fix someone who's been shot. Know where your AEDs are, know where your tourniquets are, know how to do this. I think that Sergeant Harrell did a phenomenal job here. I think this story should be told to everybody. But let us know if you've been in this situation. What can we do to improve these types of scenarios? How can we get better outcomes? And how do we get more stories like this? Check us out more on EMS1. Check out everything on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. For the Overrun, Ed Bauter and Dan Schwester, we'll talk to you next time.